Welcome to Next Level Finances. Do you remember learning about financial literacy in school? Unless you were taking specific finance-related classes, then probably not. Investing, credit, wise money management. You may have encountered those words a few times, but did you ever really get the chance to actually learn about them? School has told you that the higher the level of education you achieve, the better job you can get and the more money you can make. Unfortunately, it's not the case for all people. Some of the richest people in the world don't actually have a college degree. This video will introduce you to things about personal finances that school didn't teach you. Purchasing real estate. You've probably heard that when you want to buy a home, you've got to save 20% of the value of the property for down payment. If not, you would probably have to pay private mortgage insurance, which can be an extra cost. But what you may not know is that even though you may be paying a little more now for mortgage payments, it could be more beneficial than waiting to save up that 20% deposit. Here's why. The price of real estate appreciates over the years, so your target amount of 20% of the home value for the deposit also increases. When we consider that most salaries stay the same over a span of years, it's kind of unrealistic to save 20% of the home value, because that value only goes up. The idea is that if you have the ability to save the 20% in a span of 5 years or less, then it may be a good idea, but if it'll take you longer, you may end up chasing an increasing target. The magic of saving. School has taught us that there is magic in saving the 10% of your monthly income, which is not entirely a lie. In fact, it could be a good start if you want to build a habit of saving. But unless you are earning millions, 10% of a regular paycheck may not be enough if you want to retire well. You will also need to cut down on unnecessary expenses. An example would be cooking home meals instead of regularly eating out. Do this for a few months and see how much you'll save. Having an emergency fund. Is it really important? Not many people put an emergency fund high on their priority list. However, emergencies can happen at any time. What if you lost your job today? Who will cover your daily costs or your monthly bills? Better to be safe than sorry. This also includes unexpected situations like natural calamities or health emergencies. Take note. The golden rule is to have at least 6 months of full expenses saved up. But if you could make it more, the better. That way, you're financially ready in case of an emergency. So let's say you suddenly lost your job. You have money saved to cover your expenses for the next few months. The basics of budgeting. At school, you may have heard the word calculus more often than the word budgeting. When you get your first paycheck, it's easy for your hard-earned money to quickly disappear. Understanding the difference between your wants and needs and managing your bills should be top priority. Although you may be aware of how important budgeting is, if you're the type of person who gets lazy tracking your expenses, it can easily get away from you. A technique you can try is tactical budgeting. This means planning your budget ahead of time, way ahead of time, 6 months, for instance. You create a budgeting plan to keep you on track of your finances where you identify the respective costs for the next few months. You can do this by making a list to predict your expenses. Things like utility bills, groceries, insurance, or any other cost you might have. Sticking to this list and planning ahead of time will keep you from overspending. Compound interest. This is another financial tool for young people to consider. What if your money could produce more money? Who wouldn't like that? Considering the age, young people gain more advantage from this by starting early. If you're wondering how rich people get richer over time, one of the reasons is they tap into the power of compound interest. In this case, their money compounds over time, gaining interest every year. This makes a good passive income stream. Learning about compound interest is a really great life skill. Credit. When one says credit card, most of us would think liabilities or debt. We can't blame you because this wasn't taught in school. Although that can be true, a credit card was built for us to use it for a much bigger and better purpose. If you're young and own a credit card with good credit history, you're one step ahead of people your age. One just has to know the importance of building a credit score and, of course, maintaining good credit history. But what is a credit score? How do you determine it? Sure, you can use your credit card to buy anything you want, but use it wisely and make sure to pay the financial institution diligently. It is most important to pay your debt on time. If it's due next Monday, make sure to pay at least that Friday. If you consistently pay your debt on time, you will earn your bank's trust, and they'll give good points under your name. That's the credit score. This means you're a good payer. So when the time comes when you may need to borrow money, for instance a car loan, business loan, or a home loan, it will be easier for your loan to be approved. Insurance. Do you have any financial dependents, a child, a spouse, or parents depending on you? Then a life insurance is a must. However, if no one financially depends on you, better end the policy to save on money. This way you can allot the money to get your other assets insured like your car, health, your home, and other expensive assets you own, like a building. Insurance companies vary on rates and features available, so make sure to take your time to check on those first. Do a comparison of their policies as well to find the one that is the best fit for you. The umbrella insurance is also an option which covers different policies and also guarantees a discount if obtained from the same insurer. Understanding taxes. If you want to be on the same page with the law, it's best that you understand taxes. It's also good to consider learning how to calculate tax if you are planning to start a business or considering a new job. Learning to calculate tax rates will allow you to predict how much money you will be left with after tax deductions. There are also many online tax calculation tools available to assist, so you don't need to be a guru. But having some knowledge of your taxes is very important. Invest in your health. Health is wealth is a very cliché phrase, but it really is a fact. Without insurance, a visit to a hospital for an injury could potentially damage your already allotted budget. If you take your health for granted, you may end up losing all the money you've worked so hard for. So a medical cover is also as important. Investing in yourself also involves investing in your health. If you're not seeing your health as something you need to invest in, then the potential of financial loss is a risk. There are many more tips and tools that you can use to grow and manage your finances that weren't taught in school. The good news is that by you being here today, you've taken a big step toward that path to a new and better you. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos to help you take your finances to the next level.